Time now.
It's time.
Time now.
Here we go.
For Blues America. It's Blues America time. Blues America time.
The blues is a feeling. The blues is life. The blues is stories and legend. The blues is the heart and soul of America. It is our history and national standard. Everything started from the blues. It's time now for Blues America. Blues America, broadcasting coast to coast. Let's talk about the blues, shall we?
Hey now, let's talk about some blues. This is your source for blues talk. A little blues show from Arizona, Blues America. I'm in charge of this mess, your humble host, your blues anchor, the guy behind the blues, Drew Verbis. Here's what you need to know. Blues America broadcasts weekly on the radio, from great stations coast to coast and worldwide on the streaming podcast at PRX, iTunes, and online now at bluesamerica.com. The website also features blues junk, like the photo of the week, the blues news, and detailed program information. Contact the show at bluesamerica@gmail.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Today on Blues America, special guest Guy Davis, plus the Blues Break, big number 1, was Zora Young, and the Way Way Back Blues with Roosevelt Sykes, from PRX, Public Radio Exchange. You're listening to Blues America. I'm that guy, Drew Verbis.
Blues America is recorded and produced at the Chico Chisholm Memorial Studio.
Today on Blues America, internationally renowned recording artist and the champion of the blues root sound, Guy Davis. He's the son of the legendary actors and civil rights activists, Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee. Since the release of his first few critically acclaimed albums during the 90s, Davis has been considered a major blues talent and leading proponent of the acoustic guitar and traditional blues technique. Guy has continued the important tradition of storytelling and revised the much-needed role of folk music in the blues genre that has been lacking since the days of masters like Leadbelly, Josh White, and John Hurt. Guy is also a journeyman who has followed in the family business to fulfill his passion for acting on major Hollywood films, television, and Broadway. Recently, he's been nominated for a Blues Music Award and has been featured on the cover of the October edition of the blues industry's leading and oldest publication, the Living Blues magazine, following the release of his new album, Kokomo Kidd. Please welcome the Kokomo Kidd, Guy Davis, to Blues America.
Blues America is a member of the Blues Foundation. Learn more at blues.org. Blues America. America. Now that's some home cooking.
Guy, welcome to Blues America. It's an honor to speak with you. And before we talk about the new album, tell me about the cover feature in Living Blues magazine.
Well, somebody just called me and told me, well, they called my manager and told them that they're going to put me on the cover. The photos were made by a guy named Joe Rosen, and one of his photos was chosen to be on the cover of my Kokomo Kidd CD here in the States. There's another pair in Europe. It's a photographer from Paris, I think, did the cover of that one. But they took one of his photos to also be that Living Blues cover. And I can't remember who it was who called and said that was going to happen. I think it was Tom, my manager, who called me because they called him. And I was happy. But heck, I was happy even before I did the cover. I'll hopefully be happy after, after.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations on that accomplishment. Now, I love the new album, The Kokomo Kidd. Tell me about it.
The new album, Kokomo Kidd, comes from the deepest part of my imagination and memory. I gotta tell you, I come from a family of storytellers. I think our family, we tell stories so good that everybody thinks we should go into politics. But as politicians, they get paid per lie. Now, us, we can tell tall tales all night in just one flat rate. We're a good family that way. But Kokomo Kidd, I think it reflects this kind of a blues essence. My grandparents, my grandfather, I didn't get to know him very well because he died when I was young, but my grandmother brought a lot of stories to me about the family, when I was growing up. And I wanted to kind of reflect some of these stories as well as use my imagination. And this is the biggest investment I've ever made in myself in producing this CD. I think I'm kind of starting to grow up now. That's what I'll say about this CD. It shows that I'm starting to grow up.
And tell me about the title, Kokomo Kidd. Now, does it have any meaning or relationship to Kokomo Arnold?
No, not specifically to Kokomo Arnold. I like the way the word Kokomo feels when I say it in my mouth. I like the way it kind of rolls around in there for a second and it comes out. The word itself kind of catches my imagination because I'm trying to think, my God, what does this refer to? What could it mean? Whose name was Kokomo? I understand there's a city called Kokomo. Where did that come from? I have done a little research and found out that the word Kokomo has been used as slang when it comes to the drug trade. I'm imagining, cocaine and such. But that isn't even why I chose the name. Like I said, Kokomo has just got a good, almost mythical status in my mind. Where President Kennedy had Camelot, I got Kokomo.
Kokomo Kidd. They call me Kokomo. Kokomo Kidd. 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 You can call me Kokomo. Kokomo Kidd.
Blues America, taking you down to the crossroads. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready?
Got a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for day. I got me a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for day.
You're listening to Blues America. I'm your host, Drew Verbis, and I'm hanging out at the Chico Chisholm Memorial Studio in Phoenix. Live with today's special guest on the studio phone, Guy Davis. For more information about today's program, visit the website, bluesamerica.com. Now, Guy, we're talking about your new album. I've got Little Red Rooster. playing on the music bed. And of course, it features harmonica playing of the great Charlie Musselwhite.
Yeah. Yeah, he stepped forward on one of his tracks on Little Red Rooster and played the harmonica in a way that, is brilliant by anybody's standards, but it's a style of harmonica that I do not or cannot really represent myself on. It's a lot like Little Walter, but Charlie has this way of playing, and any harp player knows when they hear a harmonica, they can tell what key the harp is in relationship to what key the piece is in. With Charlie, you can't always do that. You got to listen carefully, because he might be in something totally different. He's got this way of playing sideways and backwards, and it comes out brilliant. And it's just the way the old timers used to do it.
And of course, as you alluded to, in case anybody missed it, you do play harmonica among your other talents of guitar and banjo. Tell me about your harmonica playing.
Okay, well, my harp playing, it was sort of catch as catch can. I have started to model a lot of what I do off of the great Sonny Terry, who would do the whooping and the hollering. I think they called it Piedmont-style harp. But it's mixed with a lot of things. I love that Jimmy Reed high sound that you hear coming from John Hammond and Joe Louis Walker and Kenny Neal. These guys can do these things. So I've just sort of cobbled mine together. And my greatest joy is being able to do that harmonica whooping like Sonny Terry. But I keep at it. I'm just trying to make it sound good and cause delight to the ears. Same way that when I hear the masters play, there's delight.
Now, Guy Davis, over the years, your albums have included wonderful renditions of some old blues songs, sometimes standards. Now, how do you make an original song sound like your own?
The way I make a blues standard original is, first of all, just to play it the way it feels comfortable for me. For instance, Robert Johnson, Dust My Broom. I believe he's doing that in like drop D tuning, with a capo on it. Me, I do it in standard tuning, and I find that I'm able to achieve much of the same feeling that I think he had on the guitar. But it's what's comfortable for me. I'm looking for a feeling. I'm looking for something that cannot be defined necessarily by exactly what tuning I'm in or which notes I play. It's a feeling, it's a touch. That is what I'm looking for. And not just Robert Johnson. I mean, anything I've sort of worked a little bit at Skip James, and he does this stuff in E minor tuning or D minor tuning. I have found that I can take regular open D tuning, which has a major note in it, and still, with my fingering, find some of that same touch, that same feeling. It won't be exactly the same as you hear Skip James do, or brilliant performers like Jack Owens do. But that's okay. That is okay. The blues is alive only because there are people interpreting it and playing it, not because it's recorded on CDs. I mean, I'm glad that it is, because then people get to hear great stuff. And for me, if you play me a CD by an old master, then I might even hear more than most people hear, because in my mind, I'm creating a way to play it for me, for myself. So I guess it's just saying to myself that I am not limited to have to play these masterpieces only in the way that the masters played them, using the same notes and the same inflections. the same number of measures. No. I want to take these songs and I want to do them, excuse me, as I feel them, as they occur to me.